Right, I don't know how I haven't told you about this every day for the last 6 months, but this weekend at the Mercure Hotel in Nottingham, MGPX 16, it's the annual meetup for my podcast, the Mature Gamer Podcast. I think it's the 4th year in a row we've done this. It's an awesome day out. We're going to do a live show. There's a raffle where you can win an Xbox One 1TB edition with a copy of The Division. There's loads of other freebies that you can win as well, t-shirts, collectibles, games, there's some baseball caps even, and various other stuff as well. There's a quiz with prizes, and it's opposite the National Video Game Arcade in Nottingham, so you can nip in and out of there as the day goes on as well. There'll be some Pokemon Go antics also. If you're interested in attending, you don't even need a ticket. We've paid for the event. The hotel is paid for. You can just turn up to the Mercure Hotel in Nottingham on Saturday afternoon from about 1 o'clock onwards. If you're in the area, just turn up, come along, say hello, hang around, watch the show, have a drink with us, whatever you want to do. If you want a chance to win the Xbox though, you do need to buy a ticket, and you can do that in one of two ways. Either you can hand us your money by going to maturegamerpodcast.com/mgpx, or you can give a charity some money and go to justgiving.com/mgpx16. Whichever one of those that you do, every £1 you spend on tickets will get you an entry into the raffle, the grand prize of which is the 1TB Xbox One with a copy of The Division. And goodness me, is that script well practiced by now. Hopefully, we'll see some of you on Saturday. If you are going to be attending, let me know down in the comments. Hello and welcome to part 59 of the Bolton battle. I'm Kev, and coming up on today's episode we have a home game in the Championship against Cardiff, which means Mark Parnell can't play, and then we have our FA Cup third round tie away against Bristol City. Since you were last with me, in fact no, headline news first of all, we're on a 5-match unbeaten run. The problem is 4 of those have been draws, and although we haven't lost at all in December, an unbeaten month, we're actually tumbling down the league again because we're not picking up enough points. So we're back down to 20th place, just over the halfway point of the season. We're still doing okay via Chapman's points to games survival ratio, 27 points off of 24 games. That being said, the ratio isn't working at the moment, and if we were on just 24 out of 24, we'd be third bottom and we'd get relegated. So we're probably going to need that 50-point mark that everyone always talks about this season, because it looks like it's a bit more competitive down there than it has been previously. We have a slight problem today in that half the defence is suspended because, you know, they're a bunch of thugs. That's how they roll. So Suleimani Madihali is suspended for sending off in the last game. Mr. Beige is injured, not that he's played for about 4 years anyway. Joey LeBlanc is suspended because of yellow cards. Konecki is injured, but again, we don't worry about him because he hasn't played at all. Ooh, Martin Tomic is scoring goals again. I can't even remember where he's gone on loan. He is out on loan at LASK Linz in Austria, and has 14 goals in 23 games. I mean, he does score goals from time to time. One day it would be nice to see him come good in a Bolton shirt. In fact, look, he's officially, at the moment, the 3rd best striker at the club and the potential to be a leading Championship striker. We can recall him. Recall from loan. There you go. We've got a new striker. Hurrah. Watch him be our top scorer now. That would be awesome if he comes in and does that. It's only because you lot are here. I wouldn't have even looked if you weren't. So, the team that we've got for today's game at home against Cardiff, we've got Barrett in goal, and then a bit of a makeshift back three of Manning, Tierney and Buckle. Good job we signed all those defenders in the summer after all. And then we've got White and Jennings as our wing backs, with Parnaby and Durant in midfield, and O'Connell in behind Webber and Leandrinho up front. Semedo has fallen out of his rich vein of form that he had been in, so he is spending a little bit of time on the bench thinking about what he's done. Mark Parnell would be starting today because he's got a couple of goals recently, but obviously not able to play against his parent club. We do have an assistant manager now, by the way, Jordan Much. He has been part of our coaching team for a little while. I can't remember exactly how long. I'll show you him at the end of the game. But we've just promoted Phil Within again because that's how we seem to do things. And we're a bit of a manager factory. We must have had 5 of our coaching staff and assistant managers go off to be managers in the last 2 years or so. So I imagine Jordan Much is not long for this club now. But, we'll send him off, wish him luck. I know, I think Daddy had him somewhere before. I'd forget whether it's Ipswich or City. It's definitely a name I remember from the past, and we brought him in for a reason. And Barrett has just made another fantastic save. This seems to be... is there a stat for saves made over the season? We might have to have a look at that, because he must be right up there with the top saves made in the whole of the Championship. He's just save after save after save. The man's a machine. He's going to concede 6 goals today now, isn't he? Right, let's get stuck in. Let's have a bit of an attack. Right, White, fine. See, we're lumping the ball up to Webber and nothing's happening. Tomic can't come back soon enough. Hopefully he'll drift straight into the side. Well, the FA Cup game is probably the ideal game to play him in, assuming he's fit. And hopefully he'll pop in, bag a hat-trick, and go on and get 20 goals between now and the end of the season and fire us up into the playoffs. That would be ridiculous if that happened, but we're used to ridiculous. We enjoy ridiculous. We actively encourage ridiculous. So no one's going to complain if that happens, I'm sure. We're not creating anything in this game. We can't get hold of the ball. We've had one sort of scuffed half chance off target nonsense, and Cardiff are coming at us again, and that's hit the crossbar, I think. Either that or it was another save from Barrett. It's not gone down as a clear-cut chance this time, but they are bombarding us, and I don't know how it's only 0-0. We are becoming draw specialists, but they're score draws. I think we've had 3 2-2 draws and a 3-3 draw. So we're scoring lots of goals, conceding lots of goals, and it's sort of breaking even at the moment. Although, really, I'd like to take a few more chances, and I'd have rather have won 2, lost 2, because obviously that would have given us 2 extra points. So we don't want to be a boring drawing team. Rhyming, boring drawing. That needs to be a t-shirt. Right, Leandro. What did we just say about being boring? And Leandrinho plays it back to Barrett from a third of the way. Oh, he was setting himself up, though. He knocked it back to Barrett wonderfully, knowing Barrett would spray it out to White, and White would play the man himself in to finish off the move that he started with an inspired back pass. It was like a 90-yard back pass. But, he must have made a run here. He hasn't. He's already up there. Oh, that's terrible defending from Cardiff. The ball's bounced twice in the area before it's got to Leandrinho, and it's just in behind both of them. The defenders aren't trying to trap back, and the keeper's not coming out for it. It's one of the easiest goals you'll ever see him score. But, we're not going to complain about comedy defending. Put your foot through it before it bounces the first time. Did you learn nothing at defending school? Goodness me. Right, O'Connell now. What can he make of this? Out wide, please. Out to the left. Almost. Durant is in, though. And that was a thing of beauty, because I was not expecting that to happen. That was fantastic counter-attacking football. O'Connell didn't even play the ball in. He was just tackled. But Durant, with a fantastic surging run, I wanted it to go out wide to White, and there would have been no one for him to cross to. But Durant is really adding this extra dimension to his game, and we've mentioned how White and Alonso haven't been as effective this season. Parnell's struggling to adapt to life in the Championship. O'Connell hasn't really set the world alight since he's joined us on loan. But of all the loanees, John Durant, there's a reason he's wearing the captain's armband now. He's taken to the Championship like a duck to water. Let's have a look at John Durant. Look at this. He's still only 21 years old, on loan from Southampton. He's just knocking about in the under 20. Look, he averaged an 8.1 in the UEFA under 21 championships for England. He's just having another cracking season. He's been ever present. He's scoring goals. He's creating goals. He's man of the match performances and averaging nearly a 7.5 in the Championship. It's rare you see career development like that, and why Southampton aren't drafting him into their first team squad around about now, and he's got to be part of it this time next year, surely, because he's just that good. But we're quite happy to have him knocking around. Right, if we got anyone to bring on for Rob Tierney, Stephen Bagley. Remember him? I barely remember him. He played all those games last year, not had a look in this year. We won't bring him on, we'll bring on Helio. He can come on for Tierney. Manning can go into the middle there. And we're also going to bring on Alonso for Jennings. And if we can get over there. There we go. I really missed my mouse. The dongle still hasn't turned up, by the way. Whichever one of you stole the dongle, not impressed. That's why I didn't give any of you the assistant manager's job. I did notice there were a lot of applications, and if we hadn't have had our previous issues with the dongle, one of you would have got the job. But can't in good faith give such an important job to somebody who's part of a group who have stolen from me. So I'm afraid that's just how it has to be. Until someone returns my dongle to me, I won't be able to employ any of you. It's just one of those things. I think we might hold on for a win here today. And, I mean, we've been much, much better in this second half, but Cardiff have every reason to feel a bit miffed after the first half. They've pulled one back. There's still a minute to go. We're getting too ahead of ourselves, getting too excited too early. They could go and snatch an equaliser here, and then I'm going to vomit all over my microphone if they do, because it will just be hideous, and it's just exactly what's happening to us at the moment. Right, Webber has got himself a little knock, paving the way for Tomic to come in. What? I mean, we'd had over 2 minutes on top of the original 2 minutes that we were supposed to have, and luckily, there we go, we've held on for the win. I mean, all that extra time suggests Webber's probably quite badly hurt, but I'm not that bothered. I'm hoping Tomic will come in. It gives him an easy route into the team then, with less chance for anyone to moan. Let's see what's up with Webber. There you go, Robert Webber. It's only a strained ligaments. Don't be such a pansy. Right, let's go and play in the FA Cup, and hopefully, if he's fit, have a look at Martin Tomic. So we're away against Bristol City in the FA Cup. This is the team that we're playing. No need for massive changes. We've tweaked a little bit here and there. Joey LeBlanc comes back in because he's not suspended anymore, but Made Harley's picked up another 2 games. Helio comes in at left back just to give Tom White a little bit of a rest. Alonso comes back in at wing back, having been rested in the previous match. Jones comes into the midfield alongside Durant. O'Connell is still there with Leandrinho partnering Parnell up front today, and the returning Martin Tomic takes up a place on the bench, and we're probably going to need to give him a squad number. There you go, let's give him a squad number. Number 24. We'll bring him on at some point as the game goes on. I don't know what... I didn't do individual team talks because I've not got a mouse. See? You people are going to be the death of me. What division are Bristol City in, do we think? Has anyone checked before the match? Are we going to assume they're in the same division as us? They're a championship club most of the time, aren't they? Let's assume they're in the championship and not be too upset if we lose today. We're now 6 games unbeaten in the championship, and we don't give a monkey's uncle about the FA Cup, so we probably should have rotated a little bit more than we have, just to make sure that we don't have this pesky competition getting in our way and distracting us. But you know, I don't think we need to throw the result to make that happen, as Bristol are already 1 goal up, and yeah, we don't look particularly like... I mean, Barrett's not even moved there. Brilliant. Middlesbrough made a transfer offer for him between the 2 games, by the way. They're in the division below us, so they're not having him. £100,000 indeed for a player who's been incredibly important, making all those saves. It's because I talked him up so much in the last game. They're listening. There's Middlesbrough scouts in this garage with me now, almost certainly. Don't know where though. I need to keep my eyes open for them. My table's also rocking. I don't know if you can see me rocking back and forward because the camera's not on the table, but me and the computer are all over the place right now. We're having a whale of a time. It's an interesting game, isn't it? When you get into the point where you have to rock the table just to keep yourself amused during the first half, that suggests there's a little bit of a problem with how your team is playing. There you go. We're fired up for the second half, though. Let's go out there, bag a couple of goals, knock Bristol out of the cup, and huzzah, huzzah, let's go to Wembley, etc., etc. I think that's how the song goes. Something like that, anyway. Oh, by the way, if you're watching this as it comes out at 4 o'clock on the Tuesday, I'm sat on a beach right now. It's only Skegness Beach, don't get too excited. I'm eating fish and chips, probably. I like fish and chips, although, yeah, 4:15, 4:20, I'm probably not eating them yet. Still cleaning sand off of my feet, probably. Yeah, Skegness is great, isn't it? It's the only seaside resort I've ever been to where they have a bookmakers in the amusement area, so that the whole family can have fun. Kids are on a roller coaster, mum can go and do the bingo in the arcade, and dad can go and bet on the horses. Family fun. Oh, we've just hit the sort of crossbar / post from O'Connell. There you go. We are getting back into this. In actual fact, stats-wise, it's fairly even, and if we're potentially slightly edging it on shots at least, we don't actually have as many on target or as much possession or as many corners. And look at that, we've made 12 fouls to their none. How can any team be 70 minutes into a match without having committed a foul? It's just not civilised. Right, let's bring Tomic on. Let's have a look at him. And we're also going to bring on Tom White for Helio. We may as well bring on Wayne Pennock as well. Why not? And let's shadow striker him up. And let's just go for it. There you go. We've got 20 minutes. We've got the big target man who's scoring plenty of goals. Has just signed a £1 million contract. £7,500 a week for 2 years, Leandrinho. £1 million. We've been in administration so many times and we're paying out £1 million contracts on players who might not end up being good enough. Tomic did well there. I don't know if you saw that, just sort of mooching around on the edge of the area. Alonso crosses in now to Leandrinho, forces the save out the Bristol City goalkeeper. We have a corner. Jones crosses in and it comes to nothing. We've got to be careful that they don't break on us here. White gets back well, but it is taken from him. LeBlanc comes across and can't win it back, but the highlight ends. Let's not panic, everybody. We've got 10 minutes. We are throwing everything at this now. Possession's starting to even out. We've had loads more shots than they've had. We have now had that clear-cut chance as well. But it just seems it's going to be one of those days where we're throwing absolutely everything at it and not really threatening the goal at all. We've had the clear-cut chance, but I don't remember which one it was. And all in all, you can tell that they heard me in the first half when I said I wasn't bothered about this competition. It started from we didn't even bother with individual team talks. Just get out there and don't get injured, lads. That's all we really care about. And that, hopefully, is exactly what they've done. Martin Tomic, glad we called him back. Rubbish. If you've enjoyed that episode, make sure you pop a like on there for me. Subscribe to the channel if you'd like to see more. Thank you very much for watching.